choices. How do you make the best choice for yourself, but also like your kids and or if you have a spouse that their life can be affected by your decision. Like from all the choices we have from like parenting, work, career, finances, just how you spend your time. Like, do you spend time with your extended family or spend more quality time with your family or friends? Or like, how are we making all these decisions? Are you making decisions from being pressured into decisions because everybody wants something and you're trying to make everybody happy? Or are you making them out of fear of not making the decision, the consequences that might come from it, the fear of missing out? Like, how are we balancing these doggone decisions as adults?
Hey y'all, I'm Kiki Hunter.
What's good, people? I'm Mark Hunter.
Welcome to the Hunt Life Podcast. We created this podcast to give a real view of life as millennials navigating the world.
Real life discussions about the struggles our generation go through from family, love, and everyday life.
What's good, peoples? Welcome to the Hunt Life Podcast. Hunt here.
Hey, y'all, it's Kiki.
It's episode 47.
I'm shocked.
Sad to say, no stars this week.
Wow,
Nobody
really?
did anything for number 47. Not baseball, not football, or basketball that I can think of.
That's crazy.
So, we here, 47. On this episode, we will be discussing
choices. So, like, how do you make the best choice for yourself, but also like your kids and or if you have a spouse that their life can be affected by your decision? Like from all the choices we have from like parenting, work, career, finances, just how you spend your time. Like, do you spend time with your extended family or spend more quality time with your family or friends? Or like, how are we making all these decisions? Are you making decisions from being pressured into decisions because everybody wants something and you're trying to make everybody happy? Or are you making them out of fear of not making the decision, the consequences that might come from it, the fear of missing out? Like, how are we balancing these doggone decisions as adults? Because that's not something that's really talked about or discussed or taught on how to like make decisions. Because
it's tough. But
is.
before we get into it, how was your week?
Like I see the just trying, just like listen, and it could be the weather. It's been raining, and y'all know I hate to have a weather conversation with y'all, but it's been raining. So when it rained, it poured, child. So it's just, that's probably the best way to describe my week. It's just like but out here I'm making it. Listen, it is like, hey, hustle goes on, I guess. Yeah.
True.
What about you?
I'm blessed, but I'm not highly favored at this moment. Like, I'm ready to be highly favored. Like, you know, like it's
that's
from
funny.
the last episode to now. I can say that pretty much this month has been very reflective, insightful, discouraging, disheartening. Like, it's been a lot of this. Like, I mean, hey, you gotta laugh in order to keep yourself from feeling down.
What thing we gonna do is we gonna laugh.
And I feel like last week episode, I mean, I think it was a good episode, but I also think that it gave everybody more of an insight upon like us. Because we kind of sort of tend to like put on a hard shell to make it seem like stuff don't affect us.
Yeah.
But I think last episode really kind of sort of like let you guys into the minds of us, to how we like try to navigate stuff and how like, yeah, you know, stuff can bring you down. Am I coming out of the slump? Yes, I feel like I am. I feel like it's still a slippery slope, but that's when it comes into the question about choices. Like, what are the right choices to make that can get my family out of this situation? Am I doing it because I personally just want for everything to do better, or am I doing it because I want all of us to do better? I feel like I don't really make moves unless it affects our whole entire family. Meaning that I weigh my pros and my cons, because I'm a big in my head type person. So I like to weigh my pros and my cons in my head about like every situation that I get into. It's not, I'm like, because I'm not no just off the whim, like, let's do it. Because I feel like some of the time that's emotional. There's no disrespect towards nobody that does it or anything like that. But I feel like you have to weigh your pros and your
As an adult
pros
with
and
shit,
cons.
when you get to be an adult with shit to lose, you should not be out here talking about let's just do it. Wait a minute,
YOLO.
slow down. Like we far from that. Wait a minute, pump the brakes. We passed the stage. You can't be out here just
YOLO.
no. We are not in YOLO season no more. Like you got to.
Especially when you got kids, it's hard to be very YOLO-ish when you got kids.
They already living their life on YOLO. You can't be too. Like somebody got to have some grounding now. That's the best.
Because I feel like with running a business, it'll be much different without kids.
Oh yeah.
Because without kids, I would let this motherfucker like we wouldn't have no internet. No, we'd have internet because we need internet. But we don't really, because we needed to do our lives and stuff like that. But we have internet, like
out here trapping.
It'd be like, this bitch be a trap house. You feel me? Like no cable. We got our TVs. We have all our basic necessities. Yeah. But far as like as in streaming platforms, all this and all that, nah. It'd just be TVs, the PlayStation, and computers in this mug, and books. Uh-oh. The lights turn off, the lights off. Oh well, like
get them back on.
We'll use flashlight. We'll use candles. We'll record the podcast during the daytime. Like, but that's the thing about choices, because once you have kids, you have to make different choices.
Yeah,
you have to keep the bare necessities for the kids because they come accustomed to stuff.
Yeah,
they're accustomed to watching different apps because that's really the only way that they can watch TV is through the different apps. Now, did we? Yes, we have cut back on some of the apps that we use.
That was a fight,
but that was hard.
Everybody like
different apps. Like so, pretty much everybody.
I don't watch TV,
stuff.
so I don't really have a foot in the race.
Yeah, but you make sure you watch Showtime though.
No, I don't.
I mean, you make sure you have Showtime.
Why?
Because of the therapy show.
No, I let that go. I think.
And it's finna to come back, a new season.
I didn't like last season, but I digress. I'm not gonna get this.
Peacock, like hey.
I would go. No, see, the thing is with me, I do spells. I have spells, and because I don't watch TV, I really don't. I tell people that all the time. I do not watch TV, but when I do, I'm on a spell, and so I pick a certain app. Like it might be something that may be coming back, and I really want to prioritize watching because I have to prioritize TV. Like otherwise, I'm not thinking. Like I haven't watched a TV show since Bel-Air
by yourself. Yeah, because we just watched Black Mirror.
Yeah, like I don't watch TV by myself. Like I watch TV with him. That's usually when we watching TV, but I don't watch TV by myself. I never have, like, because I prioritize. That's kind of like our quality time, like we watch stuff. So that's like a thing. Other than that, I'm not watching that thing. The last show I watched by myself was Bel-Air. It was the new season of Bel-Air, and that was it. And that was like beginning of this year, end of last, something like that.
Because if it wasn't for the kids, boy, it wouldn't be no Netflix around here.
Yeah, I would have been got rid of Netflix. Netflix would have been a no-go. We probably would have been on YouTube and Tubi. Probably would have. Yeah. That's probably all we would have had. But it's just, and that was a fight because the kids watch different things. So it's like, you can't let this go because this one watches this and their favorite shows over here. And then this one likes to spin a little bit. Even that is complicated. Because in the day and age of streaming service, and they tricked us for the okie doke. They used to be giving you this stuff for Netflix, count your days. We remember when y'all used to be $5.99 for the box. Like, come on, bro.
For the whole house.
Now y'all sitting over here up $30. I'm busting down $30 for Netflix. Are you crazy?
And pretty much most apps are $30.
Between Philo, Netflix, Hulu,
And
listen,
Paramount.
Paramount. Half of them apps is $60 for just Netflix and Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Child, please. So that's a whole fight that you have to like decide on, because spending $200 on streaming apps is ridiculous, right? So it's just like making, and then it's prioritizing the decisions that you're making. Like me right now, I'm tapped out. So everything for me is like, I'm just getting it done. I'm like, again, I'm still at that peak where you so stressed. You got so much shit to like, so many decisions to be making, and you got so much shit to do. You don't even have I don't have time to stress about nothing. I really don't. I want to be stressed, but I don't even have time to be stressed.
Yeah,
so I'm just getting it
decision.
done. Like, I'm just like, okay, what need my attention right now? Okay, let's do that. What we doing? Is this it is? What, like, vote yay or nay? We doing it? All right, boom, moving on to that. That is where my life is right now. Like, I'm mentally tapped, and quite frankly, I don't even care. It's just like, it is what it is at this point.
Because right now, all right, I guess we can get a little personal. Right now, we in the middle of trying to figure out how to navigate. We're still in the process of trying to figure out how to navigate all our businesses and get everything on the right foot as they're supposed to be, as we see for them to go within the future. And it's not just her, it's my business too. Like, it's both of our businesses. So it's like, that's kind of sort of
scaling. When you're trying to figure out how to scale, that's a decision.
Because we feel like we at a position to where we both want to scale. We both can scale, but what's more important to scale?
That.
And I think that's the complicated part at this moment.
It's a lot, like, even with making decisions about your career, it's easy to make a decision about your career when it's just you, because it's a dang if you do, dang if you don't. But when you have other people whose life can be affected by it, and you can be affected by it, because the decision that you might have to make may not be in your favor. It's like when you have to be the sacrifice for everybody else, right? Because sometimes it's not always gonna go your way. We look at decisions and we try to like find a way to make a decision where it fits us, like, so we're not the ones left out in it. But sometimes, unfortunately, you have to be the one left out. Like, when we had Maddox and I had to make the decision of going back to work or giving up my job, that was a decision I did not take lightly, especially knowing the direction we were going into in the entrepreneurship journey, right? So it wasn't just like leaving my job and go find a new job. It was ultimately leaving my career, because I knew going into business, you got to give it a good 5 years to at least stabilize your business as something, because most businesses fail before the 5 years. So to put my all into that and be like, okay, we have 2 kids, it's COVID. And then, top of that, we're trying to, my focus, listen, I'm not about to, no shades to the people who do it. Hey, if you do it, hey, more power to you. I don't even see how y'all working and doing side gigs, baby, more power to you. I can't focus like that. I have enough going on. Homeschooling, doing both this, it's a lot. But if you do it, baby, shout out to you, real MVP. My attention span won't allow me. But it was, am I going to give up my career to be the stay-at-home mom, to help build the business? And I don't know how this about to turn out. And because I was in the medical field, it is time sensitive, because things move fast in the medical field. So if you out for 2-3 years, just if it's 2 or 3 years, you got a lot to catch up on. And not that people won't want you, but you are now harder. It's going to be a little bit harder for people to like really want you, because it's like, well, what you've been doing for the past 2-3 years. So now 5 years has passed, and it's like, oh. So it was a real decision on, am I going to give up my career for my husband to chase his dream? Because that was the question that I had to ask myself. Like, because that's what it was at that time.
And then for me, on that exact same note, it was at that middle of COVID, having a new son, and then it was like, am I really gonna put my almost 10 years of baking to the back burner and start all over? And is this the right decision to do?
Because that was the thing. Like, we in our 30s, y'all. We entering 30, stable in careers, and now it's like, is we
want
to
to start all
over?
over.
Baby, that's a decision I don't think nobody ever prepared for. Because what? Had you would have told me that in my teens or early, I would have thought you was crazy.
And then I also don't know if I would have done it.
Yeah.
If you would have told me back then, because it's like, I mean, I done already almost put 10 years in baking.
Yeah.
So I could take them 7-8 years and go anywhere and be set.
Yeah.
So it was like, why would I like screw that up for a dream?
Yeah.
But it's also, I feel like that I thought like that because that was the peer pressure and the fear part of it. One, I was scared that I wouldn't be able to be the business person that I am now.
Yeah.
And then two, the peer pressures of just people pretty much saying that nobody really owns a business, or not even really seeing people own businesses to even know that it's possible to actually own a business.
Yeah.
And the peer pressure part about it is the whole simple fact of that everybody pretty much saying like, you have a good career, a good job now, so why not just stay at your good job and ride that out? So like that was at that point, but I feel like that I made the right decision by taking a chance up on me, but not only just taking a chance up on me, I took a chance up on you too. Because if we didn't take them chances, I don't feel like that you would be a speaker at this moment. I don't feel like that you would have wrote your book by now. I don't feel like that you would have wrote the Don't Be Toxic test on hunlifeco.com.
I can't
but like I don't think that we would be in the position that we are in now if we didn't take them leaps of faith, especially coming from the backgrounds that we come from.
Yeah.
So yes, we made a hard decision at that moment, but I feel like we're reaping the benefits of that hard decision. And now we're at another pivotal point to where, okay, this is what we're really doing. Now, how can we push it forward for another 5 years?
Yeah.
Because it's been 5 years, and sure, we had days till we say that, yeah, I don't want to do this no more, but we kept trucking. You feel me? So now it's like, okay, we at that 5-year mark. We still in business. It might be a little rocky, but it's only rocky because of the economy. Now, what can we do to shift it in our favor so we can go another 5 years?
Yeah.
Or 5 years and beyond.
Yeah.
And it's like I feel like that's the part that we're at now.
Yeah.
We're at that decision making point. Do we push something to the back, or do we continue to keep pushing everything that we're doing now because the way we've been doing it been working for us?
Yeah. So that's true. It's just, I think is, for the most part, I think no decision comes again without sacrifice. And then I think you do have to figure out if you're making a decision out of fear or pressure. I think that also, for me, it's the things that you told yourself before you were in the problem in the first place, right? Like, because a lot of us get, just life happen, right? We start doing stuff, we get into situations, shit happen, you got to make a decision. And that's why I say it's good to be grounded in who you are and have a sense of that, because a lot of the things I've already accomplished and done, I wrote about when I had a job. Yeah. Right, like I journaled, like one day I'm gonna write
dead ass.
I did, like I literally,
like dead ass.
Like I just like, I don't know what the book gonna be, what it's gonna be like, but it was written, and it's something that I had in me clearly. I just didn't know how it was gonna happen, right? It's just, and so, and even this podcast, this is stuff we would talk about way back in the days before we even knew it would ever even come into fruition. So I'm like, it's also understanding your past and understanding who you were even back then when you had no real mental capacity to to believe in the thing that you were kind of dreaming in, because you could dream, but that don't mean you believe the dream, right? So, or like the who you want to be, as in like the parent. Because I used to be like, I ain't never like, and I don't hit my kids, so please don't take it that deep. But I would never pop my kids. So I think we all say I would never whoop my kids. Listen, sometimes your kids got a good whooping coming. Like I will whoop. If I whoop you, you did something for real, and you've been tripping.
Dead ass.
But it's understanding what type of parent you want to be. So is whooping my first choice? No. And that was the decision we had to make when we started having kids. Like, what is our parenting style? And we do have two different parenting styles, but I think we both lean more towards like a middle ground. Like, neither one of our parenting styles is to the point where it gets like overbearing for the other, because we both have like this is I'm not gonna tolerate this. So it's not where one is like you always like the good parent, you always say it's a good balance between the two. Now everybody don't have that. So like sitting down again, but we had those conversations of what kind of parents we inspired to be, like what kind of bond. And it's more so like not about like rules and what we will allow our kids to do. It's more so like we thought about the bond that we wanted with our kids, and that I think still today navigates us on how to parent them and the decisions we make when it comes to punishment or making them earn things that they want. Like Santana's advocating for a PS5 real bad right now, child. So I'm like, it's things that you have to do to get it. Like, I'm not just gonna buy it because you want one. And then the Nintendo Switch coming out, so some way, somehow, they about to finesse me to buy two systems.
You might not be able to buy a Switch at this moment.
Why?
Tears.
I'm so sick of you. Well, let's hope, okay? Because somewhere they gonna try to finesse me into buying two systems, and I'm not here for it. So it's like you have to earn and work for that. Like I'm not just gonna give it because you at the age where you have to work for the things that you want.
And I'm a firm believer in that he has to work for it.
And
but
so
we both are.
We
both feel like you got to work for what you want, because we got it out the mud. We had to work for what we wanted. So that's something that we both made sure that we wanted to teach our kids. No, we're not saying when they become an adult, we want them to get it out the mud. Nah, because I want to already pave the road for them.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that you got to earn extra YouTube time. You got to earn to be able to do a YouTube page. You got to earn a PS5. Yeah. You got to earn a video game.
We don't want you to be entitled.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want entitled kids. I want kids who are going to be grateful for the things that they have, but also know that they earned it. It's something different about when you know you did what you had to do and you put your best foot forth to make sure you got the thing or your life turned out the way you wanted it to. It just hit different versus having everything handed to you. Because people who tend to have things handed to them, let's be real, they don't appreciate. They screw it over. They don't appreciate it. Some people right now who got a whole house full of furniture stuff somebody else bought them, and they don't take notes.
And they Rick James in the couch.
Like, don't care nothing about it. Like,
because it even goes into like us choosing to homeschool.
Yep.
And how when we told a lot of people that we was going to homeschool, and people look at us and they see that we actually have like an actual curriculum that we want them to follow. We're teaching them the stuff that we actually want to teach them. And we also came up with a report card for them. So it's showing people that, oh no, you're not just going to graduate and just pass because we got you at home. No, you're still going to learn, because people actually honestly thought that we wasn't really going to like teach them. We thought we were just like taking them away from the schools, and we were just gonna like let them just like run rampant,
which is crazy.
And it's like, no, we're not even them type of people.
Yeah, I'm like, I get it is people who out here that's using homeschooling as a means to like neglect their kids and educate. But one thing about us, we don't play about education.
No, we don't.
We do not, and so that was the reason. That was another decision about why we decided to homeschool. It was a hard decision because nobody understood it. And when everybody and I always wanted to homeschool. I met somebody when I was a kid that was homeschooled, and I always thought that was just so dope. I didn't even know that was an option of a thing. So it always stuck to me because it's like, dang, I think I would, because come on now, school was stressful. I think school was way more stressful than it had to be. And I was like, why would I want to bring my kids to that? And so that's why I also had to be like, am I doing it through fear, or am I doing it because I want my kids to really have the best education? I think that I could give that to them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so when Santana has went to school before, and I felt like I made that decision off of peer pressure, 100%. Because I was pressured a lot as a new mom to
by everybody
get
else,
him
not
out.
me. Like,
Yeah, by everybody else. I just think because Mark is always kind of like, "Oh, I want what you want. If you okay with it,
well,
I'm
because
okay with
I
And
understood that the career path that you was trying to take, and I understood all of that, but I understood that, but I also wasn't in a position to like really dictate that as much as I wanted to, because you were more financially secure than I was.
right.
So I can't sit there and make you, nah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do this way. So, because then it would have felt like that was a force. I'm never force
Yeah.
you into doing some stuff that I want you to do. We
Yeah.
can bring it up. We can talk about it. If this is the choice that you want to make, then this is a choice that we can make together.
Yeah.
Because I always thought of us as a team. So I'm not gonna like, I'm gonna head coach it and I'm gonna steer it in the way that I want to steer it. But I'm also not gonna take away your choice to like have a voice in the situation, because you have a voice.
Yeah.
But I did, to a certain extent, start putting my foot down about it, because when we was doing a school and I brought up certain questions and then I didn't like the way that they was treating me, it was more so, okay, well, we got to go around doing this. Sure, I didn't get treated that way when we moved out here to A-Leaf, but
Yeah.
it's the simple fact of that the teachers will tell you to your face that we'll hold your kid back so everybody else can catch up. And that didn't sit right with me, because statistically shown from all the research and everything that I've done, statistics have shown that school more so teaches kids how to be a worker. And I never really wanted my kids to learn how to be a worker like that. I wanted them to learn how to be a boss, how to be able to maneuver their life the way that they want to, how to ask the right questions, when to ask the right questions, and when to do like all the right things that they need to do so they can dictate their life and put their life in the way that they want to put it in.
Yeah.
So they have better choices than what we had.
Yeah. No, I think my thing, I wanted them to have a good education, but I also wanted them to be free thinkers.
Yeah.
Because school kind of like strategically takes away the free thinking part, to where they need to be dependent on people to tell them exactly what to do and how to do it, and I did not want that. And but it was a hard decision to make, because we didn't know what homeschooling looked like. I had to learn about the laws here. I had to learn about what I needed to do, how to do it. Like every year I'm still constantly improving on homeschooling. Every year something changes.
And I'm keeping up with all the different laws and stuff like that, because I'm more of the law side of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping up with all the different situations, the more political side. Like how they had the whole, in Texas, they had a voucher thing coming up. And it was like, well, is the voucher thing good for homeschooling or is it bad for homeschooling? Well, it turns out it's not really good for homeschooling. It's not even really good for schooling in general. So, like, yeah, I'm against that. And I also explained to her why I was against it, because it screws up homeschooling kids, but it also screws up the regular kids, because everybody's not going to get a fair chance.
Yeah, that just sounded I wasn't here for that anyway, so that just didn't sound like it was a fair trade. But we was going through a lot with the school. Listen, y'all, because he always do a story time on me, so I got to do it quick. Too many break. Let's take a quick story time. This man almost went to jail, had the police call, died. I got banned from the school.
Yeah, I got banned from the school.
You know how crazy you have to be as a human being to get banned from your child's school? They threatened to not have this man come to the graduation for pre-K. Listen.
And I went off on the cops too.
I when I said I had to get off work immediately, I had to play lawyer real quick because I was like, hold on, wait a minute. This is what we not going to do now. I understand. I know my husband and I know how he can be. But like I had to go in there and really work my bag because I was like, now if we finna do this, then this what we finna have, this how we finna play it. So how y'all want to do this? Because my baby is being assaulted up here. It's been stuff going on. Y'all have made remarks to my husband that's been disrespectful. I have instances where she has talked to me and personally called me about things that she could have just told his daddy when his daddy was there, or call him, girl, I'm at work.
Because I picked my son up, like she dropped him off at school and I picked him up every single day.
Yeah, we've always been a switch. We switch off. We work shifts. Our whole relationship, especially since kids have been, we work shifts. But that was a decision we had to make. Daycare, or do we just take shifts? Like he work nights, I work day. I drop him off at school. He picks him up and keeps him until I get home. Like those are the decisions nobody really tells you how to navigate. And then people will look at y'all crazy because you're not doing a normal thing. Well, just put them in daycare so both y'all, it won't matter. It'll make it easier. Yeah, to make it easier, but then somebody else has been spending more time with our kids than us.
Yeah, and that was the main decision that we before we even went into having kids, we knew that we wanted to be the most important things in our kids' life.
Yeah, we want to be involved parents, like very much so involved. And when you have them in the school, yes, the schools say they won't involve parents, but
they really don't. I can prove
most schools, like I ain't gonna say all because I ain't been to all, I don't know all, but a majority of the schools tend to, because to involve parent wants to know everything, and the way the system, it's not just like the school personally or the teachers personally, the way that the system is set up, they need you to be busy because the things that they are doing with the kids, you don't need to know that much about. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people who don't know that their kindergarten is taking tests every couple weeks for free. They don't take state tests, but they're still taking state tests.
Or that you can opt out of taking the test.
Yeah.
Even all grades. You can actually still graduate from high school and your kid opted out of taking the standardized tests. Mm-hmm. Did they tell you that you could do that? No. Are they going to tell you that you can do that? No. If you come in there and you tell them that, well, the law says that this is how we can do this, they'll close that door and they'll tell you, yes, we can do that.
Yeah. But this is how they get funded and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But it's a lot of people who don't, because I was not aware that my kindergartner was taking tests every 4 to 6 weeks, literally as a test rabbit for the district to get a check. I opted him out because nobody told me that. I knew the bigger kids was testing because they had their state tests and stuff. They had their benchmarks. I didn't know you was doing that to my kindergarten and first grader. Nobody told me that part. Opt him out. Like,
and they screwed up during COVID.
Anything. Yeah.
They screwed up during COVID because during COVID, when they did the homeschooling stuff, that's when it exposed how the school system is. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of people didn't pay attention to it because some people still had to work. But at that moment, we was in a position to pay attention to every single thing that was going on because it was right here in the living room and we can hear how it's going on. And we listened to that and we understood every single thing that was going on because we don't take nothing light when it comes to our kids.
Yeah, I don't play with my kids. So it's just kind of like, it's understanding who, I think it all comes back when you make a decision, is knowing who you are at your core without having anybody's peer pressure, anybody else telling you, well, if I was in that situation, I would do this. Because I have a bunch of women telling me, girl, ain't no way I would have gave up my career so he can go chase his dreams. It ain't no way that I would have gave up my career to stay at home with these kids. It ain't no way that I would have. I get it. And that don't work for you. And that's cool. But for me and what I had envisioned my family to be, and it wasn't just for him to chase his career either. The other part of the decision was I did not like who I was becoming as a mom because I was in the medical field and that does take a lot of my time. So the mom I wanted to be is not the mom I was panning out to be because now I got to fight my job to go to my kids' program. I gotta fight my job to take my kid to be a volunteer parent to take him to a field trip. I gotta fight my job just to like spend time and show up for my kid. That was starting to be not okay for me in first grade. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't in kindergarten. Actually, like, cause COVID hit when he was in kindergarten, he did home like at school going first grade. So yeah, that just wasn't okay for me. So it was knowing what I had already planned and set out for who I wanted to be in my relationship as a mother. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but my career had to be that part that I had worked for had to be sacrificed at the moment. Because again, I can always get it back. I just have to work a little harder, maybe start a little further back. I probably won't be at the same pay I was at, but I can always get it back. But it's taking the shot. And that's prioritizing. Like, it's learning how to figure out what's important enough to make a decision, what decisions to like take lightly and what decisions not to really sit down, be with yourself, think about it, and like work through it, especially if you're in a relationship, like knowing how to work through those things together, like you said, like not pressuring the other person to make the decision based on what you want.
Yeah.
It's about what's best for both of y'all and what's better for the household as a whole. We know it's better for us to be here for our kids because nobody's going to do what we're going to do. We know that we have to be a unit, and marriage is sacrifice. People say it all the time, but when the sacrifice time get here, nobody wants to do that part. Everybody trying to find a way to make it fit the narrative, their narrative, instead of being like, somebody got to eat that. Like, we all taking the L. It's not just you by yourself, right? Even though you might feel it a little harder because, baby, I felt it. I was like, hold up, wait a minute. And there's still times where I be like, this is crazy. Because 30 starting over is just a wild ride. And then prioritizing quality time and just decisions in life is hard, baby. Decisions. It's wild.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody tells you how the right or wrong way to make them. You just have to like
put your big boy pants on, pray about it, and get through it.
Like, make sure you're write your pros and cons.
Yeah.
Sit down and talk about the rules. Like, make sure you know every angle. Like, I'm an end game person, so I always think about the worst case. I don't care what nobody say. I'm thinking about your worst case scenario. I play chess, baby. I'm thinking about the end. What's gonna happen? I don't care what the beginning gonna look like. What's the end finna look like? That's what I want to know. That works better for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be realistic. So just like explore all angles. Don't make them off emotions.
No.
Emotions have no place in decision making.
Nope.
Nowhere.
And no decision.
And no type of check your emotions somewhere else because it's just not a place for that, right? Deal with that later. You know, them things gonna switch over, so just don't do that. But it's hard. How do y'all make decisions? Like, do y'all have a technique? Do y'all have a strategy that y'all do as a family, a voter system maybe? Like, what do y'all do? Even eat, you know what decision I am tired of making? What to eat for dinner.
I know.
What to eat, what to cook for lunch, that's a decision, baby. Please take it away from me. Myron said he was going to hire a chef, so him and his wife. I'm on board. At this point, if I could afford to that's what I'm working towards. An editor and a chef. Baby, rid me of those responsibilities. I'm tired of making them decisions.
Nah, but we want to thank y'all for watching.
If you've made it through this episode.
Mm-hmm. Tell us how you like it. Tell us your decision-making skills.
Yeah,
how do you navigate the world in your decisions for the betterment of your family.
Yeah. And what has been the hardest decision that you've had to make thus far? I think that'll be a real interesting thing to read in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about it. Let's uplift each other. If you have any advice for us, drop that in the comments or hit us in the DM on Instagram or TikTok.
And if you got any questions that you want us to talk about,
send
it to us and we'll get back to it.
Or a personal topic you want us to talk about, like not personal towards you, but like you saw something on the internet and you like, I want y'all opinion, send that to us. We'll talk about it.
We got y'all. And with that being said, I'm Hunt.
I'm Kiki.
This is the Hunt Life Podcast. Hunt Life.
Live dreams. Bye, y'all.
What's good, people? Before y'all leave, don't forget to like, share, and comment. Oh, and follow us at
Hunt Life the podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button. You can also find me at I'm the Key on Instagram, and you can follow us on Hunt Life Code on Instagram and TikTok.
and you can find me on Mr. Hunt Bubbles on everywhere. Mr. Hunt Bubbles on everything, and also Hunt Files. And don't forget, if you got any comments or any statements or anything that you want to leave us, you can always find us up on Instagram and Hunt Life the podcast. Have a great day, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Hunt Life, live dreams.